No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
You ain't shit, and you're never gonna be shit with your little ass dick. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, you nigga with the sauce. And the one they call it Don too. Man, fuck y'all niggas.
And we back with another one and another one. Yo, bitch is not my son, and I always won. Yo, I go by the name of the sauce, Kevin Marin, your baby daddy, your baby mama, everything above.
Yo, what's up? This is John Paul the Don.
And we got a special guest today. We got another special guest. You know, we do it for you. He goes by the name of Tofu Jack.
What's up? What's up?
My boy from Brooklyn. Brooklyn represent. That's that New York shit.
Okay, all day.
You know, me and Tofu Jack go way back. We were on the same scholarship when we went to school in Wisconsin.
Word.
And, you know, now we back in New York. We graduated and we just grinding. How was that grind, bro?
Man, this grind is crazy.
How's post-grad life?
It's good. I like it, you know. I'm not studying no more. Great. Still grinding, though. Still grinding.
Do you miss the simplicity of college? Like,
my life was never simple. But, nah, I like this life now. It's more freedom, you know, more time. Money's great. Caking.
Money's always good. Because I feel like before when we were working in Wisconsin, like, we didn't have to pay for food. We didn't have to pay really for living. We didn't have to pay for travel. We weren't taking the train anywhere or anything. So it was, like, much easier in that sense. Mm-hmm. But now I feel like being an adult, quote-unquote adult, I feel like there's more expected from us, or I feel like we should be doing more. And sometimes I feel like I'm hella stagnant.
No, for sure, man.
Yeah.
When I first got back from school, that was like really the only thing on my mind because I was working all the time, and I'm in a 9-to-5 right now, and it was just like I kind of understood that you have way less time, and that if you're wasting that time, like that stagnancy feeling kind of builds up. But like recently, I kind of beat that out of my life. It's 2017, you know, new year, new me, new we. You know, we about to do some crazy shit, and yeah, I kind of like I stopped that. You know, I've been grinding every single day as soon as I'm
hell yeah.
Something else.
Something that like I've heard before that if you ask any rich person like what would they give up their money for, they say that I'd give up all my money for more time. That's why you gotta like cherish time. You know, you ever see like those memes that are like. Deep. Yeah, like, imagine you got $1 million every day and it reset every day. What you do is the 24 hours that you live with, and it's how you spend those 24 hours because it does reset every day. And that's what it's all about, bro. You know, we got to put our best foot forward and hopefully overcome. You know, I'm in my job right now and I'm only 22 years old. And then the person who's next up is 33 years old. And I'm like, what the fuck? And we're doing the same job. And to me, you know, I feel like I shouldn't be here because I feel like I should be doing more. But I can't imagine being like a 33-year-old.
It's like, where'd the time go?
It's like, how are you in the same position? I feel like you should be way higher than me. You should be doing something, like you should be, whatever your dream is. I know this isn't your dream, you know, working a temp job, you know, just on a cubicle and shit.
I mean, everybody, like, they're in different places in life, man. Like,
it's true.
Because there's a lot of people who didn't graduate, you know, they take a couple extra years to get their shit done, but they might be above us when they get out, you know. Shit changes.
Yeah, like, one other coworker who's 37, he was doing his PhD, like, he's an English major, and he was on this program where he would just get his bachelor's, master's, and PhD. Got his master's, and then he had to do his PhD, but he's like, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and just stopped, because he's like, I feel like I'm too old, and now he just...
Nah, I think you're never too old to learn something new. For the rest of your life, I feel like you're going to be learning shit. Like, we're here for that. I mean, I believe.
No, I actually agree with you, because I feel like knowledge, you know, like, we could get robbed.
It's knowledge.
You could get robbed. You know, they could take your possessions.
Yeah.
You know, you could get your arm chopped off. It's one thing that like no one can take away from you is your knowledge. It's like the one currency, the one thing that is attached to you that you can gain and not lose, and no one can take from you. And that's why the thirst for knowledge is very important. There's so many things in this world that
you could be rich, but you can't be rich with knowledge. You gotta earn that.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like yeah. But anyway. Welcome to another episode. I'm happy to be with you guys, and yeah.
Or you too.
So Tofu Jack.
Right.
That's your name.
It is.
All right. You wanna elaborate as to why as to why you call yourself Tofu Jack? Because I think that's a really interesting name. I really like that name.
So are you saying you eat tofu or you don't eat tofu?
Right. Is it cannibalism or not?
Or do you do you jack or like have it? I don't know.
Why you go to that?
I don't know, man.
No, because I've always thought about names in the industry, and I've always like, wow, if you have a good name, like I feel like everything else will come with that. And I think Tofu Jack is a really good name.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So I've been a vegetarian my whole life.
Your whole life?
Whole life. I never had chicken. I never had bacon. Never had a hamburger. Never had a lot of stuff. And like the face you give me right now,
Nah,
it's the
crazy.
essential face that a lot of people give, you know. And so I've kind of like had to wear that for a while and just like be around that. So tofu, like as a thing, is just like, I don't know. So I feel like it speaks to me, like vegetarianism, stuff like that. Also tofu like absorbs flavor, absorbs what's around it. I've been in a lot of different environments in life, you know, Wisconsin with sauce is one of them. And yeah, so it's like I feel like it speaks a lot to who I am and who I've become. The Jack, it's kind of like I can't just be tofu, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like Jack, cause like Jack of all trades maybe. Cause I do a lot. I rap, produce, mix. I do live shows. I play bass guitar. Like I do a lot of stuff. So it's like Jack of all trades. And yeah, Tofu Jack. And also like I speak a little Japanese. So like Samurai Jack, you know, Tofu Jack, kind of something like that. Yeah, short to the point, you know, three syllables, 3, 4 syllables.
Tofu Jack,
right?
that's
Yeah,
three.
3.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
that
so-
tree.
Yeah, that 3. You know,
All tree,
Kanye West, Tofu Jack. Who else is 3?
Lil Uzi Vert.
like 10.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tell him.
Nah, but his name is Soldier Boy.
Nah,
Lil
right.
Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Drake.
Nicki.
That's just one.
Drake 1. If I can get one syllable,
Jay-Z.
that'd be
Just one syllable? Just one letter. Like Diddy. Like
Word.
puh. Sound of a period.
Oh, Biggie Smalls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tupac,
So it was
Shakur.
like a good name is like 4. 4 is the max.
I mean, it's because like Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, so 4. I think once you pass that, you gotta like really be some shit, you know.
What about Jay Electronica? Jay Electronica.
Right, but he's a monster. Like,
But he doesn't have an album out, and
clear, and he's still a monster. Like,
he is a
people
beast.
still, yeah.
But he thinks he's God's chosen one.
I couldn't. I
He thinks he's the enlightened one.
can't speak on that. He seems very enlightened, but I can't speak on whether or not that's fact or fiction.
I mean, like, yeah, we don't know. You think of a person like Kevin Gates, who's like so eloquent in the way he speaks.
Kevin Gates 3 again.
But he's really, just because he speaks well doesn't mean like he's like all that smart. You know,
Right,
if
right.
you could be a great communicator, much like, you know, like Donald Trump. Like he was
Donald
able to
Trump.
communicate well. He was rich and, you know, gave it to the people who wanted to hear him, was able to do that, and that's how he got voted in.
Yeah.
But you know, so you just gotta be a good communicator in these streets, you know? It's fucked up. You know? Hitler. Hey dog, Hitler, like I am or not. So then but you weren't always Tofu Jack.
I was not. Before this, I was Ian Hughes. I put out an album as that. I put out an EP as him. I put out, what, 4? I think like 4 or 5 videos.
I was just watching one of them. One with Kevin.
It's
I love that video.
I was on my pop
funny.
star
It's
shit.
funny as video.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun to make. Thank you for everybody who was in that video.
Yeah,
There
yo,
was a lot of people in that video.
Yeah, weird.
Go on YouTube. You can search up Ian Hughes, and you'll see his videos. They're actually great. Most people don't get one video, and you have 4 or 5 under your belt, so that's incredible. You
Yeah,
need
go to
understand.
And they're not just like little videos that somebody makes with an iPhone. Those are like well produced videos.
Each one was like a production. We planned it out. We had storyboarded everything. We got like director of photography. We had different editor. We had a director. Like we had a lot of stuff going on for it. Go to college. You know, there's a lot of
There's
resources
good
there.
resources,
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, it's
Got some
facts. It's
Huge
facts, man.
cameras we could use. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, but I'm excited to do this all again as Tofu Jack.
Mhm.
So as Tofu Jack, I'm focusing more so on like production and DJing.
Totally.
I feel like there's a little more connection I can make with that, and there's a little more like respect you get, you know, if you're not rapping.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll rap again, you know, maybe as another moniker or like
Yeah.
go back to Ian Hughes. I'm not sure yet, but for now I'm just trying to focus on these beats because I think it's something I'm a little better at, you know,
Okay.
than a lot of other stuff. So maybe try and like cultivate that.
So you think like rappers don't get as much respect as a producer or DJ?
I think it depends on the rapper, and I think it's like in the world, you know, like definitely in the hip hop game, but like in the world,
Yeah,
I
I get
think
you.
like oh, he's a music producer, you know, like oh wow, but like he's a rapper. Sometimes people look down on that, you know,
Yeah,
like
I
oh, he's
understand.
just a rapper, like Tyler the Creator, you know, like he makes movies and cartoons and owns like a media app and fashion line. But
and
people will still call him a rapper,
rapper.
you know. So
Very-
it's like
yeah.
if he only made beats and did all that, then he'd be, you know, like no one calls Pharrell a rapper because Pharrell started as a producer.
It's like what Kanye West be all mad about.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not just a rapper. He's everything else.
I consider like Kanye like a hip hop, like that's more I guess branched out because hip hop is stretched to everything else. It's a fashion.
Yeah.
But then you just are a Renaissance man. You know, that's this new thing with like, you know, new rappers like, oh, I don't want to be known as a rapper. I want to be known as a rock star or an artist, whatever the fuck that means.
Because I think artist is just like you're generally a creative person and you're having your fingers in a lot of different stuff, you know. I had artists as my thing on Instagram for a minute, but I was like, I feel like everyone here's an artist. Like I feel like everyone.
So you changed it?
Yeah, I changed. I just producer.
I think creative is like great. Like,
right, true.
If you just put I'm a creative, but then what does that even mean?
Yeah,
like, what
exactly.
does anything mean? Like I'm a fucking like I don't know, son.
Nah, I think it's about like what product you really put out, you know? Like what are you actually giving to the, because I can think in my head all day like I'm a mean painter, like I'm the nicest in this room, but if I don't paint and I don't show you a painting, there's nothing to do. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who put labels on themselves and do a lot of stuff, but it's more so their own self-image as opposed to what they actually are in reality.
It's like if I were a director and I would ask a random person like, hey, can you act? 99% of the time they'd be like, hell yeah, I can act, because you know they want to be in TV.
Yeah.
I bet if you guys like, yo, are you a rapper? Like most people would be like, no. But if you're like, yo, if you want to rap, like, actually, they'd be like, all right, let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's something that people feel is just like anyone can do it. Like I can talk, you know, bad cat, smack, rap, stacks, hey, like that's it.
Fire, better beat on that bitch.
Exactly. Right, like anything can be hot. So it's like, so I feel like producers looked at it a little differently because not anyone can just do that. You know, you need equipment, you need like skill, you need taste. You know, rap is like
practice.
You need practice, you need time. You know, like people can just like be from a place where they have a certain vernacular and then have a flow and talk about a specific topic and then boom, hot, you know, on the right beat. Excellent. And I got you with that right beat, so all the rappers hit me up.
So you just want to do strictly like rap? Like,
no. I do. I mean, I'm.
Would you be able to do like R&B, or like would you be able to do like trap, or would you be able to do like country, or like rock rap? You know, I don't know. Depends what you sample, of course. What do you think you're best at?
So I'm gonna say yes.
That was a bunch of questions, and I apologize.
And the answer is yes. Let me see. Like what kind of style of music do I make? Is that the question, basically? Or what am I capable of making?
What are you capable of making, and what would you like to practice to be able to make?
Really, it's I think it's the ability to mix a lot of what you spoke about together. So like last night the track I made was kind of like a house feel, you know, but it had like trap influence. The night before that it was like a trap influenced song, but had boom bap with it more so. Then I had straight boom bap, and then I had like, so I started playing guitar a little bit. So I've been doing like I'm making beats with guitar, so it's kind of like a rock rap, like you were saying. Like I'm just really trying to mix it up, and that kind of goes with the Tofu brand because tofu can taste like anything. It doesn't have to taste like one thing, you know. And if you eat it plain, you know, it's
pretty bland.
Yeah, you know, but you gotta
spice it up.
Exactly, but you can spice it up. So I just got hella ingredients in my producer.
Want to create
pantry.
your own sound.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, that's how you would stick out.
Yeah, and if you hear my music from before, I would say at least I do have my own sound, and there's not really one thematic string going throughout the whole album. If you listen to it, it's called Latest Hits, and it was basically like it was latest hits because it was my latest music, but also it was just late as fuck in general. Like I've been talking about it for a while and just dropped it way later than I said I would. But it's supposed to sound like a hodgepodge of different types of music. It's supposed to sound like, I don't know, like a hits record, you know? Like this is like all the stuff he made over this course of time, which out throughout college it kind of was, you know?
As an artist, you know, like you just put that album out. But going back and listening to it, do you ever think like, oh, I wish I could change that. Oh, I wish I could switch this up. Or do you think you like, for the product that you put out, that it's just great how it is, and you wouldn't change a thing.
So when Kanye West put out
Life of Pablo.
exactly, when he put out Life of Pablo, he was like re-uploading tracks at one point and changing them up. And I thought that was a really cool idea and something that like I feel like is a no-brainer in our society right now. With the internet and everything, the ability to do that if you really wanted to. Chance the Rapper actually, he was in an interview and he talked about how sometimes he would like he'll just switch out on his SoundCloud like one of the songs that's up with like a brand new song and not change the title. So it's just like if you just so happen to click play at the right time, you're gonna hear some brand new Chance stuff, which I thought was a great marketing scheme because you're just gonna play his music all the time for no reason. But I think that kind of takes away from the way the music is meant to be digested, like in its true form. Because like a vinyl, for example, there's no re-uploading. You know, you can repress, but I have the physical copy. It's not changing. It's not morphing. You know. Are there things I wish I could have changed on mine? Yeah, there's a lot. When I listen back, I'm like, I didn't like that was off, or like this could have been mixed better, like the beat could. I mean, like like I'm an artist, you know, it's never perfect, you know. But
you're your own worst critic.
Exactly.
You know, I agree with you when it comes to like wanting to have like the original, and that's the way it is. But at the same time, like what Kanye West did, to me, I like the Life of Pablo, the original one. I like it. I didn't really care for the changes. I don't care about it. But if you're gonna do that, I think you should like have one original and then one that you're just gonna constantly be changing. I was actually thinking about this yesterday about having the same idea, same concept, but a film or a TV show where maybe not a TV show, probably like a short film where you could just keep changing stuff. But I guess that's alternate endings. But I don't know, it's just constantly changing it. And then you'd be like, oh, just a show with different stuff happening in another episode, but not like that. It's complicated, but I think that's a great idea Kanye West had. Very innovative.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that's like that's what he does. You know, he's trying to be the innovator, and I think he is in a lot of respects. But yeah. So that's what I forget the original question.
I forgot it too.
Yeah, it's
but
all good.
Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was we saw you in Brooklyn,
right?
Not too long ago, like a month or 2 months ago.
Oh, Star Bar at a show over there.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
I wanted to talk to you about. I don't really talk to performers that much, so I'm gonna take the questions I have for performers out on you.
Nah, for sure.
So what's it like performing in front of 50, 60 people?
50, 60.
I mean, I think that's
thousands of people. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just. I think you definitely, like Kevin was saying, you're your own worst critic. That kind of comes into play when you're performing. For me, it feels kind of like a battle a little bit. Like there's a little bit of competitiveness, like with the other people who you're performing with, because you're rarely the only person on the bill. And you kind of feel like it's like, at least when I do it, I kind of feel like I'm going in a battle. Like these are like my tracks and my weaponry, like my performance is like the way it's delivered, and like it all makes a difference. And whether or not it impacts the crowd, like that's whether or not you won the battle at the end of the day. I mean, like, yeah, I think everyone gets nervous. You know, everyone has second guesses about, am I good? Am I not good? But I think the best performances I've done and the best performances that I feel like when I get feedback from my performances is when I gave the least amount of like care about whether or not I was gonna do good. When you really just let it all go and you just like put it all out there and you're not really overthinking what's happening, I tend to do a lot better. I mean, I've been doing performances for the past like 5 years now, like at least once every month.
What was your favorite performance?
Ooh.
But that's strictly rapping, right? Because I feel like you were in a band during high school.
Yeah.
And so like you were performing even longer than that.
But like playing an instrument is different because it's kind of like we practiced exactly what we're gonna do, and we're about to play this song. And there's a lot of bands where like a 4-piece band, for example, like the singer will stand in one place the entire set. The guitarist and bassist will have straight faces, but what they're playing with their instruments is so good that they don't really have to, like, there's no performance involved, you know. And you're right, I was playing for a while. I'm gonna say I can't. They're like babies. Like I can't choose one.
I think one of your best performances, even though I wasn't there, but for El Yoru in Wisconsin when you had the whole band behind you.
Yeah, that was definitely one of
You know,
them.
that's a major key right there.
Oh, for sure. Live music behind you or with you, like, oh my god, it's a whole
Like
other...
the brass and
Yes, yeah.
the strings, it's completely beautiful. Like you listen to a lot of music, even a lot of Kanye, a lot of Jay, like almost anything really, and you could hear those instruments in the back. Imagine like having that live. Like it's one, it's just to see the track playing and you're up by yourself on stage. Having the whole band, it just brings a different element to what your audience will enjoy. And they'll be like, oh shit, like, they're all together. Like, that's hard to do, bringing all the people together, make sure all the notes are right. And you're going to mess up, but it's still, there's an authenticity to it and a change that people will enjoy.
I feel like there's certain rappers that can do that perfectly fine, but then there's some that shouldn't. So, like, I feel like they'll probably get a drummer that probably, like, is drumming too loud and you can't even hear the rapper. So, like, I don't know. It's love-hate situation. Because Lil Wayne, his band, I think...
It's excellent.
Yeah. So,
J. Cole's band, excellent.
Wiz Khalifa, super great. He has a live band, and it's...
Drake doesn't use a live band.
And I don't think he needs it.
And Kanye doesn't use a live band.
He definitely doesn't need
it. Yeah, but all his production includes instruments. Yeah. But yet he doesn't have the live band. He wants to do it all on his own. So like it's a double-edged sword, I guess. Like, do you want to decrease this amount of elements or increase those? Like, I don't know.
I mean, having done both, I think I liked the live band aspect. I mean, I'm a very musical person, so I might just like the musicality of it. But like having a live band, it's just the energy is different when you perform, and the music feels different because it's actually coming from someone. Like so at school, I used to play. I would play like my machine, like my sampler, and I'd play the samples live. And I had a drummer, Fez. We were eating in Fez, and we just like would go out and we just play like just do it, and having him there, and I realized like when I had to like 1 or 2 shows without him, like it was such a different experience, like you're by yourself, and it's really just up to you, and I don't know, it was weird. But then when I had the 8-piece band, it was just like something else. Like I had a trombone, 2 trumpets, saxophone / flute, pianist, bassist, drummer. I was rapping, and then during the actual performance, there was like 2 or 3 rappers that came on stage and like did features and stuff, and it was a magical experience. Like we actually did record some music that's gonna be coming out eventually. But yeah, it was really that would probably be my favorite one to answer your question from way back. That one, just it was amazing.
What if you could like create the perfect performance, like in your vision, in your head, when you come up with these things, not everything's possible. Like you could have visuals in the back. Like, what's your vision of having like the top performance, if you could think of one?
That's a good question.
If not, it's okay. Like you can think of it.
I mean, I was just, I guess, freestyle what I would like. I think things are really good when definitely well practiced. I would definitely want a mixture of live music and electronic music. Maybe going back and forth between the two. Also, I think it's about the crowd. Of course. Because I could play for myself all day and have the best show ever, to myself, But if the crowd isn't there and the crowd isn't feeling it, that's really where what I think makes and breaks the best performance. Like if I was around all people that I'm very close with, and they all brought people they were very close with, and they all brought people they were very close with, and there was like a good vibe in the crowd and everyone's really enjoying themselves and like the energy's high, like that would be, I think, one of the, like that would make the performance the best,
Oh, yeah.
All the lights and the cameras and the smoke machines and all, like that'd be dope, like have some crazy like psychedelic stuff in the background, like awesome. But I think it really comes down to whether or not you're touching the crowd. And if the crowd is really like in love with the set at the end of the show and they like love you as an artist and you love them back, then that I think is what makes would make a good performance.
What are your like major influences that, like, what do you usually, when you're making your music, where do you go to grab inspiration, or whether it be like your family or Chuck D or like some commercial some State Farm commercial that you go to consistently? I don't know what the fuck you do. Or like, do you hit the Fanta, or like, I don't know, man. Like,
you hit the Fanta. I don't know, man. It really like I was saying earlier in the interview, like this 9 to 5 life has kind of put it just makes it makes everything have to be like on demand, you know. Like I get home and it's like you will make music right now. So it's like I'm gonna be creative right now, or I'm gonna be tight that I didn't make anything in this time. And I tend to pull inspiration from a lot of different places. I've listened to tons of different music. I sample often. I like take chords from different songs I hear. Like I make my own chords up. But it normally starts from there will be like one piece of music that I begin with, and it's really just an evolution on that one little piece. And it'd be interesting to like break down which piece of different songs it was, because a lot of the time it's not the sample. It's like I made like hi hats, like a hi hat pattern that sounded dope, and then I put the drums and the snare, and then like found this like it kind of I don't know. The songs kind of build themselves. If I was to talk about songwriting, like rapping and stuff, a lot of that is either from experience or just literally the way I feel about the like what the beat tells me, you know. Like I had a song called In Tune, and at the time like I was in this relationship that I was really head over heels with this girl, and the song was about that and that feeling, you know, like what it feels like to really be in that. I had another song about I worked at Pret a Manger. It's like a upscale fast food kind of restaurant.
It's like, is it like Panera? Or
yeah, it's like Panera. It's like Panera.
They have paninis and soups and salads and shit.
Exactly. But it's like all the food is like you go in there and they just have stuff like on the side in the fridge, kind of like a deli. But it seems like it's just packaged there, but everything is actually made in the back of every single store. So they have people in the back of every single kitchen like slaving away all day making like cucumber tuna sandwiches, like lobster tomato salads, like all this crazy stuff. And I hated that job. I hated that job with every ounce of my being. Like I would go in like early in the morning, like I'd have to wake up at like 4 to get there at 6, like drink coffee every day. Like, and I never drank coffee before. And I just like I'm not a very fast worker, I would say. I'm more like about the details and like that, and that's just not what they needed at all. Like even in the slightest. Like I would like try and take my time and like make it look like how it's supposed to look on the picture, but like every single like 5 minutes the manager would be like, Ian, hurry up, I needed that yesterday, like blah blah blah. And it was just like I hated that shit.
You getting tired?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yo,
exactly.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'll give it to you when they want it. Fuck.
Exactly. I don't even know why I started talking about.
No, we're talking about inspiration in music.
Word. Yeah. And yeah, so like.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say I know that story, and that inspired your song Cheese, right?
Exactly. Damn.
Which is one of your best tracks, one of my favorite tracks by you. Thank you. Personally.
Yeah, and so like being in that job kind of. Like, so that feeling of, like, working every day at something and, like, just doing... And, like, I, like, don't even like cheese. Like, I don't. Yeah. Like, I don't. Like, you can... If you know me, you know, like, I'll eat cheese on pizza sometimes, but other than that, I stay away from it. Like, I just don't like it. And I named the song Cheese because it's, like, I'm working for something... Like, I don't like it what I'm working at, and at the end of the day, the money wasn't that good. And it's kind of just, like, you're working for this thing that you don't really care about, but you kind of have to because society says you do. Like, yeah. So, yeah, to answer your question, inspiration comes from, I guess, life experience and then just... allowing the music to make itself, you know, like not putting too much into it.
I like how you said we talked about the previous song, In Tune, about how like that was about you being in a relationship. How much does like love and like relationships play one in your life and your music? Because you know it could be a big ass inspiration. It could also be a distraction from your music. Have you ever fallen into those pits of being distracted by like you should be working on your craft, but yet your girl's there? Or guy, I don't know what you're into.
I respect you.
You really don't know.
We in 2017, man.
He just met you.
Haven't known this nigga 6 years, but no, yeah. In the relationships I've been in with girls, it's like I've definitely been in a lot of relationships where it's distracting me from my work, both academic and like creative. And in terms of inspiration, like it's definitely been one of my, I would say, largest inspirations. I make a lot of songs about love. I make a lot of songs about just like the way certain experiences, certain arguments, certain triumphs, certain successes make me feel. And yeah, I think it is a big part of my life, you know. But at the end of the day, I think it's not something to. At least what I've learned is that it's not something that I should really hold as like a core in my life, you know, because for a lot of like when I was a teenager, you know, It was like oh, like I like this girl, like does she like me back, and like that back and forth and like the chase and everything, like that just made up like so much of my time. And as I got older, I realized it's not really that serious, you know. Like you gonna find whoever you're gonna find when you find them when the time is right.
Yeah.
And if not, then keep it moving. Like
Don't
I got
force it.
exactly, I got better stuff to be doing. And so yeah, I think it has been a big inspiration, a big help, you know, a big part of my life. But at the same time, it's like too much of anything is not good.
That pussy. I mean,
even that.
even that.
I mean, like if you couldn't make this radio show if you was just like smashing all day.
I could do it at the same time.
I
bring the girls in right now. Like,
All right, so who's your favorite producer out right now?
Goddamn. Wow.
You can only pick one.
Oh, you a mean person. You're not nice. Favorite producer right now. Okay. So this very moment, like January 11th? January 11th, 2017, you know, what I've been listening to today, not everything else I've been listening to. I really enjoy, I was about to say something and then it complete. All right, so I'm gonna give you two because it's hard to go. One, Pete Rock, because he had this album
Legend
called
Not the.
he is a legend.
The P-Rock album with
Smoke Dizza.
Yes,
yeah. Don't Smoke Rock. That album
Smoke Rock, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Like if you haven't heard it, go check it out. That's really dope. The other one I heard recently is Run the Jewels 3, which it's killed. LP killed that. Like
more than Killer Mike.
Well, I mean, LP produces.
Right.
I don't know if Killer Mike produced. I think
no.
Just,
well, LP raps too.
Right, he does. But I think like because as a producer.
Oh, okay,
like, yeah. Because he was really in the pocket in terms of like the style of the beats and making something different and having like a progression between the first, second, and third album. And it was just like I've been listening to that straight like all day for the past couple of days now. And it's Don't Smoke Rock too, but both of them I really fuck with them right now. Yeah. So LP and Peak Rock.
Crazy thing about Run of the Jewels is the third album, because the first album and second album were both on Complex's top 50 albums of the year, and they both got number one. And I bet you Run the Jewels 3 is gonna be following the same thing. Yeah,
it should. I personally like it way better than the other two. No offense to the other two, but
this one's like angrier and like it's like more political and like
right.
It's crazy to me because like LP, who's a white person, is down with the cause, and that's what really like.
There's a lot of white people down with the cause.
Yeah, but no one like cares really, like not cares, but you don't even see it. Or people think they're like culture vultures or like.
Yeah. Like he's down with the cause to the point where it's like it seems like he himself is like almost experienced it. Like he's just very. I mean, like, and Killer Mike is clearly a good friend of his, and I'm sure he has an infinite amount of like close black people in his life, and I think that's really what causes people to be able to do that. Because I think if you are from like a town where there's 3 black people and you don't know them and you only see them in passing, you know, it would be kind of hard for you to feel like you're down with any
to feel like an ally.
Right, you know? But if you really are involved in that culture and immersed within those types of people, of course you're gonna, you know. But no, I definitely respect that. And I think that like him.
And it's authentic.
Exactly.
Sometimes I feel like there are people who aren't authentic.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Even like from our university, you know, they may say like they're down for the cause.
Facts.
But are they really like they don't never met a person of color until they got there, like they weren't
I mean,
about.
like, sometimes you can't really help it.
Yeah,
you know?
I know, and then but they're still.
But it's like because it's the right thing to do is to be like, wow, like these people were shot, like that's horrible. What are we gonna? But like you actually don't understand nor truly care about what's going on. As where someone who knew that person who died, or someone who like has had people that's died around them, they're definitely gonna be way more affected by it. And I think that's what Kevin was drawing on. Like there were a lot of people there who, and don't get me wrong, like there were also a lot of people who actually did understand. And regardless of whether or not they were fully involved in the culture, they were doing their best to understand. But I think there were also a lot of people who did not, and in other words, could not understand, but were still trying to act as though, you know, I think the best way to handle it would be like, you know, I actually don't get it, but there's clearly something to be understood.
Right.
I'd like to learn more.
It's like, you know, the loudest nigga in the room is usually the brokest. Like, you know, the niggas who like think they might be down with the cause or whatever, like you don't gotta act like that. And if you don't act like that, then you're more authentic to me because you're being more real. Like, don't be fake to yourself. That's what's just more important, and that's how we can begin to make everything better.
Life lessons from the sauce.
Always, bro. You know? But yeah. We're nearing the end, but I don't know. Do you guys want to freestyle or not? I mean, we don't have to.
No, I just had talks about being a producer this whole time.
Oh, okay, so we don't have freestyle.
I'm about to freestyle a beat right now.
Freestyle. All right, but before we let you go, I want to ask you top 5 rappers.
Top 5 rappers.
On the
Even
spot.
these questions, man. Like of what? Like all
Just,
time.
I would say favorites, but I don't know.
Well, there's your personal favorite, and then there's what
one
you
that
think.
know.
What you think in history of rap is the your
Should be
favorites.
the
Your
top
favorite. Your
five.
personal.
My personal
Your
favorites.
personal. Like
I personally, these are just off top. I'm not really thinking much.
in no
about
particular order.
Thank you. In no particular order. I really enjoy MF Doom. Very influenced by that. Very influenced by.
Could you get closer to the mic, please?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, so I said MF Doom, for sure.
I know you got more. In
I
that
know
noggin.
it's just hard to like.
All right, I'll give you my 5. All right, just to start it off. Okay, my number 5 is Cole.
Oh, Kendrick is my second.
I don't even know what number 4 is.
Why
MF
would I
Doom,
know it, Kevin?
Kendrick. So MF Doom, Kendrick. I would say Lupe Fiasco as well.
Wow.
I listen to way too much of him.
Yeah.
Or too little. I don't know.
Mural?
Never get enough.
Mural Fire.
Yeah. He's like, consistently just been.
And he's
on
dropping
point.
an album soon.
I know, and he every year like his niggas.
Joe
got
gets
more.
light.
Yeah.
Was he retiring?
I really just I really like all of Pro Era and like all of Beast Coast right now. Like I know they're not one rapper, but if I could make them a rapper,
Yeah.
it would be like the Flabber Zombies,
I like this.
Underachievers, Pro Era, like all of them. Like I really like that whole squad. You know, rep Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I think I'm at 4.
Um,
I think Tribe Called Quest too.
Fire.
Yeah, just
Legends.
as a group again.
You listen to their new album?
Yes, loved it.
Fire.
Fire.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
Isn't it crazy how much Q-Tip, his abstract mind changed so much from dropping an album 20 years ago? Yet it was so different, but still authentic to Tribe.
Yeah. It felt like some like real tribes, but it was also like pushing the boundary, which is crazy because it's like this is your last album and you're still pushing the boundary. Like it would make sense to be like, okay, we're gonna go back to the old school. We know people want to hear it, but he's like, no, I'm making new shit. I'm making it different. I am the abstract. This album is abstract. Rest in peace, Five Dog, and Fife and him and everyone on that album really put in work.
And the features like Kendrick, Busta Rhymes.
Yes, Anderson .Paak, Kanye. Yeah, Busta. Jerobi, I guess he's in it. I hope I'm not missing nobody. But
there's like one other person.
Yeah,
Sorry, whoever you are.
I fucks with that album.
It's fire.
It's like you can like they aged, but you couldn't tell. If you were to hear that album, you would think it's old and at the same time new. It's weird.
Right.
That's what I expect because they say that Andre 3000 is gonna finally drop an album this year.
He was also on it.
He is also.
Sorry, Andre.
He's Andre 3 Stacks is apparently dropping an album this year. And, he doesn't have one solo album ever.
Well,
And
the
Love Below, but that's still.
It was still also a joint.
but
But it's so it isn't really. It's still billed as Outkast. Still an Outkast album. You go to the store, you can't buy just Speaker Box or just Love Below.
yeah, I know, but you listen to just you listen.
Yeah,
to it.
that's the closest thing.
Because it's only him.
Yeah, I'm
And then
saying.
the other one is I don't know. I think that was his solo album.
Well, no, because Roses is both of them, and that's on Love Below.
Is it?
Yeah, Big Boy, but like
I think a true solo album is like some J. Cole shit. Like no features.
No features.
No
Producing by
I don't think he produced all them beats.
Okay.
I don't know if he did. If he did, yo, shout outs to you. But I
definitely had his foot in it.
Right, and I think he also gets help from his band a lot. Like I've seen his documentary.
Yeah.
When he was like, "Yo, bro, come in here, lay some keys down on this, man. Lay some keys down."
I respect a whole solo album with no features.
Exactly.
I respect it, but at the same time, sometimes I love features. I love.
They're important.
Like I would love to see J. Cole make an album with a whole bunch of features too. Now that he's done 2
and it's like
featureless albums, I want to see one with DJ Khaled features everywhere. everywhere.
Migos' new album has DJ Khaled features on the intro.
Yo.
So
I
interesting.
can't wait for Culture.
Yeah, I was gonna. My bitch is bad and bougie. Broken up, my niggas the savage, ruthless.
Raindrop.
Chop chop.
Oh.
I was at a show. This guy, what was the group called? Shit, I can't remember. My boy, HD Bindo was performing at the show. I think Meatloaf Music was there. Chelsea Reject was there. A lot of people were there. And there was this group that went on. It was a hip hop group. And this guy had this really like '90s flow, you know, and it was this hard '90s beat. And Bad and Bougie had just dropped, and it just shows you like the power of the internet and everything. Because he like without no explanation of his chorus, just said like raindrop, and the whole crowd was like drop top. And he's like raindrop, drop top, and he made it up on the spot, and the whole crowd said it. It's like I don't know, it's crazy to me to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's crazy how far music can go.
Right.
It could go around the world with the internet.
Word.
Across the water, like in 1 second, like
trying to be there.
isn't that completely incredible? Like,
yeah.
That's what's great about being in the world that we live in, and that's why I don't like when people think they can't do something.
Right.
If you just believe in yourself and with the power of like the internet, we live in like such a crazy time, where we're in the middle of like technology wasn't that great, and then it's this big ass boom, and then it's gonna be another huge ass boom like coming soon, where it's gonna be a completely different world that we don't even understand, that we can't even compute in our head.
It's fucked up to know that like we eventually will be the parents that are like don't know how to use the technology.
You think we'll be like that? No,
I mean we're like popping in this generation. Like we know the technology is on top of it. Right. But I feel like the new back then the technology wasn't as great. So obviously parents and grandparents are never gonna get it, and they just won't. So like in the future, I think we'll be on top of it too. I think so.
I think so too. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
It don't matter, whatever.
Technology podcast.
Yeah, it's really easy for us to like manifest any reality that we see fit right now with the internet and the connection to so many people. Like, yeah, it's really dope.
But yeah, man, thank you for being here.
No, of course.
We really appreciate it.
My name is Tofu Jack. You can find me on Instagram, tofu.jack with a K at the end, JACK. SoundCloud, I think it's Tofu Jack 37. Yeah, just follow me on those two. Yeah, YouTube, Ian Hughes, if you want to see my old shit, or search it. It's on Apple Music and Tidal and Spotify and all that. Ian Hughes like colors, Hues. It's been real, sauce in the dawn.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We appreciate you. You're the second guest of the year, so thank you for that.
We learned a lot.
We learned a lot. Yeah, you're actually our first real interview also.
Oh shit!
So big ups to that.
It's also my first real interview, so I'm glad we were each other's first.
To many more, yeah. So thank you everybody who's listening. We love you. We know you love us. Remember to wipe your ass after you take the shit. I don't know.
Don't forget that.
It's vital. Like
some people forget.
Remember the floss, whatever. And I go by the name of The Sauce.
And this is the Don.
And peace out, Sean.
Peace and love.